Magandang umaga, I'm Dr. Cortez. And for this morning, let us continue the lesson for market research. And for those who are attending my video recordings for the first time, I'm Doc Rich. I call myself as Business Doctor. Ito yung ating lesson today, the Business Model Canvas sa ating market research for the series of video recordings on market research. So, pang-apat na nating week. And I just want to lay down yung ating learning outcomes or the objectives that after the lesson, these are the things that you are capable of doing. Primarily, we should now be able to discuss the business model canvas, paano siya gagamitin sa inyong mga companies or organizations. Develop and analyze alternative business model canvas for new venture. And analyze the existing and proposed business model canvas related to your business enterprise, whether it is manufacturing, service-based, or trading or merchandising. And ito yung the main topic is about, of course, the business model canvas, and we have subtopics under the model. We have like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 subtopics where we're going to discuss those things individually while we are in our lesson for today. Maybe we can do this for like around an hour or maybe more than an hour. Okay. So first, I just want to introduce you to the canvas, to the model. So basically, this one is a canvas. Pag sinabi natin canvas, if you're painting a scenery or you're doing a portrait, ito yung itsura ng canvas eh. Isang tinginan, lahat ng gusto makita sa isang picture or isang painting, nandiyan sa canvas. Pag itong canvas ay ginawa nating frame at siya na ay nakadikit sa isang wall ng isang museum, for example, or exhibit room, maraming tumitingin. Isang tinginan eh, nakafocus sila dyan. They want to know something about the painting, about the author. Diyan lang sila tumitingin sa canvas na yan. So it can be a big canvas, a small canvas. Now, ang canvas, siyempre mayroong painter na gumagawa. Pintor, no? So, if you are the painter or if you are the artist, kung anong nasa isip mo, what you have in your mind, you're going to put in the canvas, whether it is an image or a scenery or a picture of a man, of a woman. No? Kumbaga, you want to put here the totality ng nasa isip mo. Right? So you can decorate, you can put images, you can put life to the painting na iyong ginagawa. So sa isang business din, pag sinabi nating canvas, you are the painter, you are the owner, and you want to put in one thing, yung lahat na nangyayari sa inyong company, lahat ng aspect ng iyong company, you want to paint those in your canvas para pag may tumingin sa canvas mo, isang tinginan lang ito. Example, mayroong bisita sa iyong company, yung canvas mo nakalagay sa wall. Yung isang tingin nila, it is the summary of your whole organization, of your whole company. Nandun lahat eh. Pag sinabing canvas. So what are you going to do as an owner of a business? You will beautify, you will improve, you'll put on more colors para mas presentable yung canvas ng iyong company na iyong ginagawa. So that people can appreciate yung iyong buong organization. If we're going to define what is this canvas, this model is a tool na pwede natin gamitin to understand a business model in a straightforward structured, a summarized setup. So using this canvas, it will lead you to insights about the customers you serve. So ang canvas, marami siyang laman. Example, makikita natin sa canvas what types of customers are you going to serve. Yan ba yung mga service customers? Are they buying customers? Are they product? Are they looking for products? Are they looking for merchandise? Are they looking for services? Or are they looking for hybrid na mga products? You can also see in the canvas yung value proposition na ino-offer ng iyong company through different channels. As I said, no, if you are offering products, you should not be offering the tangible product but the value. Ano ba yung value meron yung product mo na pwede ng pakinabangan, so that if they give you money, they will feel that they receive something with value galing sa iyo. So they will receive this through the channels being offered by the company na makikita din natin sa canvas. So pinapakita din ng canvas yung different channels na pwede nating gamitin, whether it is online, brick and mortar, physical distribution, or omni-channel strategy. And kasama rin sa canvas natin yung revenue stream ba. How does a company earn? Paano nagkumikita ng iyong company? Ano bang mga revenue na pinanggagalingan? Is it from service? Is it from pag ikaw ay nasa resto business, no? So nagagaling ang mga revenue? Ilang product lines ka meron? And you can also use the canvas to understand your own business model or your competitor. So, pag yung kalaban mo ay mga, if you want to know something about your competitors, at meron din sila mga business model canvas, isang tinginan lang, in summary, no? Kita mo lang dyan sa canvas na yan. And FYI, the business model canvas was created by Alexander Osterwalder. So, ito siya. Yan. Alexander Osterwalder, he's the creator of, he originated itong business model canvas na ating pwedeng gamitin. So after introducing you to business model canvas, so let's now go to the details. Mga laman ng canvas natin. So that if you are going to prepare your own canvas, alam mo kung anong ilalagay. And it is important, no, if you want to introduce your business sa mga customers or clients, you will just give them your canvas na ipapakita. Or the canvas can also be a guide sa you as the owner sa mga employees mo, no, without going into the details. If that is posted prominently sa lobby ng iyong company and it is frequently seen by employees, alam nila palagi that they are being reminded as always na ito yung ginagawa ng ating company. So this one should be guiding yung mga customers nyo. So that is the importance of the canvas model. So let's go to the details. Anong laman? What is a simple types presentation of the basis model canvas? So meron siyang 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Meron siyang 11 parts that we're going to fill in. So meron diyang nasa ilalim, merong nasa gitna. Meron tayong mga nasa gilid, no? Meron nasa left. As you can see sa ating model, meron ding part na nasa right. Kung meron nasa left, meron ding nasa right. So, symmetrical siya, balance, no? Sa isang organization. So, bawat part niya meron kanya-kanyang mga label. So, ito yung mga label na ilalagay nyo kung anong ginagawa ng inyong company. Sa pinakagitna natin, it is very important. It is prominently displayed, no? If we are doing business, we are not only for profit, but the value to be given to our customers natin or client. Okay, so start tayo sa first part natin. So we call this the 11 building blocks. We're building yung mga ginagawa natin sa loob ng isang organization natin. Then we put in those sa mga individual blocks. Tunahin natin yung sa extreme right na block. We call this the customer segment. So simply means sa marketing, we are doing the STP, segmentation, targeting, din positioning. Sabihin, pag hindi natin kayang iserve ang buong market, sinesegment natin siya. Okay, so we can serve a market better if we segment na talagang yan talagang gusto nating iserve, hindi yung buong market. So that you can compete, you can concentrate your resources sa segment na yan. So sa block na to, you're going to write here yung most important or future segment ng iyong company. Pwede siyang current. Example, look for a segment that will provide to you the biggest revenue. Ito yung pinaka flagship na product mo. Although marami kang product, so hatiin mo siya, no? Kung example, you're into clothing, may mga products sa pang adults, pang menswear, women, may pang teens, may pang toddler. So hatiin mo, no? The same thing if you are selling beer, may mga beer na pang hard drinker, may pang mga beer na pang women, pang teens. Ayan, so ano segment siniserve ng iyong company. Then lagay mo dito, you can enumerate here, no? Pwede siyang future segment if you will forecast that in the future you will have a new segment na pwedeng i-serve ng iyong company, ng iyong service. So ilagay mo dito. Masyado marami ka namang segment, so ilagay mo dito yung yung pinaka segment that will give you the most revenue. And kasi have you noticed, lahat mga companies, meron silang individual segment na siniserve sa market. Para sila ay naiiba. If they can't compete with a bigger player sa isang market, you will just choose one segment then concentrate on that segment. Okay, so that is the customer segment, our block number 1. Okay, let's go to our block number 2. The value proposition. Yan. So you are not selling product. You are not providing a service. You concentrate on what value ang makuha ng mga customers mo sa product na yung binibenta. You are selling a cell phone, so you tell them that the product to have from your cell phone ay yung mga good communication or storage ng mga memories. If you are providing education, you are not just selling the courses sa kanila, but if they pay their tuition fee, they are assured that their future is already, I call this one, yung kanilang safe na yung kanilang future sa university na kanilang pinapasukan na pinopropose mo. Kasi if I am the customers and I will be giving you my cash, my money, at meron kapalit dapat mutual. I give you the money, there should be something given, then there should be something to be received ng isang customers. So, paramdam natin sa kanila, make them feel that they are getting something of value dun sa perang kanilang binitiwan. What is the job you get done for your customers? We do the extra mile aside from the service or product na binibigay natin sa kanila. So we can add more value sa isang product, example, good customer service, good supply chain management, good after sales service, then warranty. Yung core product, dinadagdagan natin eh. No? Yung core product, bumili yung physical product, bumili sa atin. Then, meron siyang, we should augment yung mga product na pinoprovide natin sa kanila. Hindi lang yung product na kanilang binibili. And the third block, the revenue stream. Yan. So, saan ang gagaling? Anong pinaka-pabenta na product mo among your product lines? Stream yung pagdating pag-aagos ng revenue or income ng iyong company. Dinalagay natin dito. Pag masyado kang maraming product, example, you're in resto business. No? Saan ang galing revenue stream? So, pag meron kang resto or fast food business, more often than not, yung revenue na gagaling sa mga dine-in customers eh. Karamihan, maybe the bulk of your revenue will come from the dine-in. Then aside from the dine-in, meron din nagpapadeliver, mga takeaways, no? May nagpapadeliver, may umu-order, may nag-take out, may dumadaan sa drive-thru, merong nagpapa-service pag may birthday party. No? Then, you are the one who will facilitate the birthday party ng isang bata sa loob ng iyong fast food. So those are revenue stream. Pag ikaw naman ay you are not into business but you are selling something, grocery store, di ba? Meron ka mga walk-in customers na nagpapa-deliver din. Yung mga business naman, meron silang mga example, revenue stream can come from subscription eh. Kung nagsasubscribe na. Source din yun ng mga revenue stream. So marami kang pwedeng mga racket ba, no? Racket ng iyong company. Pag masyadong marami ang pinanggagalingan ng iyong revenue, you can just put in here yung mga top 3. Now, pag merong libre, if you are doing something for free, so lagay din dito. Okay, so the fourth block ng iyong canvas, societal environmental benefits. So we should not only for profit, we should give something back to the society. Ang isang negosyo kasi, meron siyang tatlong ginagawa. Of course, firstly, to maximize the profit of the company. And secondly, siyempre, you should maximize the wealth ng mga empleyado mo. Then you go outside. Sa labas, marami kang pwedeng gawin. Example, corporate social responsibility na ginagawa ng iyong company. From satisfying the needs of the customers, that is societal and environmental benefits. Yeah. You do gift giving, you do pag Christmas, no? Gift giving, mass feeding, you donate to the community, you donate to a foundation. Sometimes your company can do environmental projects like tree planting para sa society. And siyempre, beautification project, promoting health and sanitation sa iyong community that your company belong to. Example, good waste disposal is part of this one. And your business should have something that the society as a whole can benefit. Prestige, good reputation in your company, in the community. So that is your number 4. Then the 5th block is the channel. So basically, when you say channel, ito yung how do you promote how do you distribute yung products or service ng iyong mga company. How do you communicate with your customers? Yan. So, dalawa. How do you communicate? Then how do you deliver? So, you can do a promotional strategy. You can do online advertising. You can do broadcasting. You can do print advertising, social media. You can do AI advertising, communication. You can do in-store communication. You can distribute flyers, leaflets, newspaper, television, word of mouth publicity. Alright? Then if you will do this one, dapat kasi hindi lang online eh. If you have an online presence, at meron ka rin dapat na physical presence. Pag may physical presence ka, dapat meron kang online presence. Ibig sabihin, you can combine, call this the omni-channel strategy. Sa isang store, for example, pagpasok mo, in-store yun, di ba? Pag pumunta ka, in-store advertising or in-store promotion. So, physical. Pero pagdating mo doon, meron sila mga laptop, meron sa mga display wherein you can browse yung kanilang mga products. So, para sa combination ng physical, in-store, and online. Kaya tinawag natin siyang omni-channel. So, lahat ng possible na pwedeng pagdaanan ng communication dapat ginagawa natin. That is omni-channel strategy. Then, yung pangalawa, how do you deliver the value proposition? How do you serve? Pag na-promote, hindi lang promotion eh, no? Walang kwenta kung nag-promote ka lang eh, kung hindi mo sila di-deliver. Walang kwenta kung promote kung hindi lang matatanggap o hindi can't avail yung value mo. It's important yung value proposition din. How do you deliver? Is it wholesale, retail, in-house, in person? So pwede kang pumunta sa kanila, or yung mga customers pupunta sa iyong store to avail yung mga product na iyong binibenta sa kanila. Okay, so moving on. Number 6 block. Customer relationship is important. Customer service, by the way, is the new marketing. Hindi na product, hindi lang laging product ang nagpapamarket. Hindi lang yung presyo, hindi lang promotion, hindi lang yung process. Yung good customer service is the new marketing. Ibig sabihin, kahit napakaganda ng product mo, kung wala kang customer relationship, wala rin mangyayari. Isa nga baliktad eh, no? Yung product hindi masyadong superior, pero because of good customer relationship, napakabait ng mga tao sa isang store, napapabalik ka eh. Para minsan na override ng CRM or customer relationship management yung product na binibenta. So how does this show up and how do you maintain the relationship? So we should not ignore ang CRM. At may isa talagang tao department, yung organization that is involved in customer relationship. Although CRM is a task of all the people sa loob ng isang organization. Kaya start yan sa guard, no? Pasok pa lang ng pinto ng fast food or ng isang establishment. Pag yung guard ay mabait, good vibes ka agad. Pag binaliktad natin, no, sa pinto pala yung guard ay masungit, parang hindi ka nababalik eh. Kahit napakaganda ng pinakita ng iba, pero sa pinto pa lang, masungit yung guard. So guard should be also doing CRM. They should also be polite. At lahat ng tao sa organization, example, proper greetings, smiling, no? Always wear that smile. Smiling people attracts regular customer, yung ambience. Kung you are always attentive, you are always at a distance kung meron silang tanong. And there should be a person na talaga in charge sa CRM. Kasi po may nakita silang customer relation service. Napakita niya that they value CRM. Kasi merong lalapitan yung customers just in case na may nangyari. And he saw a section, a desk, na nakalagay doon, customer service. It means that that organization value the CRM. The seventh block, key activities. What do you do every day to run your business model? So, different business, they have different task na ginagawa depending on it is a manufacturing or it is a retail. Example, pag sinabi natin manufacturing ang iyong negosyo, siyempre you start with purchasing raw materials, right? Then converting the materials into finished goods or finished product. Then you do quality control. Then you do distribution ng mga products mo. No, that is if manufacturing. Pag mga service naman, wala nang purchase of raw materials, di ba? You can start with probably hiring the right person ng HR, training them. Pag service kasi nakafocus tayo sa person as the P of marketing. Kasi walang product na physical but on the service. So good training is part of a service-based company. Pag trading ka naman, you go to your wholesaler or retailer, then purchase at a cost. Then pag meron ka ng cost, you do the proper markup. Kung ilang markup ilagay mo dun sa cost na yan. Let's example, 10% ba papatong mo dyan, then 20, right? Then you sell the product, you can accept on credit. Pag on credit yan, you can manage your receivables. Kung ilang araw ang pautang, ang palugit, like 30 days, then you collect. Convert the receivable into cash. So marami purchasing, quality control, you plan, you hire, you do staffing. At merong mga mas detalyado na, no, na mga key activities na ginagawa. Sa fast food, meron. Sa university, meron. Example sa academy. What are the key activities na ginagawa? Isang university. Of course, you promote the school. You market, then you ask them to enroll. Okay, you hire the proper faculty, then the faculty should prepare in teaching, no? Then evaluate, then you do the graduation. So iba-iba, no? Then let's go to the 8th block of Canvas. The resources. You can focus here on the 5 M's, no? Pero among the 5 M's, 5 M's are the materials, money, machinery, methods, memorandum. Pero mga key resources, an example, the key people, the key person sa iyong organization. Sino? Pag sa office, you have the office manager, the operation managers. Pag sa academy, you have the dean, you have the program heads of the college. No? Pag mga resto, meron sang store manager, meron silang junior or assistant, a manager. Pag nasa production ka, you have the production manager. Of course, HR is important sa isang organization kasi the HR should be looking for the right person at the right price at the right time. So pag maling person yan, tama yung sweldo. So lugi, no? So pag tamang person naman nakuha ng HR, pero yung salary hindi naman fit. So HR is important kasi manpower is the most important resources sa isang company. So crucial yung job ng isang HR person. The Chief Human Resource Officer is a key resources. Now, siyempre, the money are important din sa isang company, no? Pero First manpower pa rin yung yung ating tinitingnan dito if customer satisfaction, no? Yung ating pinag-usapan. Go to the 9th block. Key partners. Yung isang company kasi, you can't survive na ikaw lang. No man's an island. We know that nakapalibot sa mga isang company yung mga different stakeholders ng isang company. Mga suppliers, government. Suppliers is important. Okay? Kasi if you're into manufacturing or trading and they sell to you a inferior raw materials na ginamit sa iyong product. So, yung product mo inferior na rin. Pag yung supplier na yun ay hesitated or stop in giving you the supplies, so apektado ka. Okay? So, competitors, okay din, no? Competitors are also important kasi you can do benchmarking pag meron kang mga kalaban sa isang negosyo. Business groups are also important kasi that is networking. You learn from your colleagues sa isang organization na you belong. Example, business organization ng mga entrepreneur sa isang lugar, no? Then, kasama ka dyan. Ayan, okay? Employees, partners mga employees We should treat employees as if they are also owner of the company. When your company grows, the employees should also grow. So huwag nating iwanan yung mga partners natin. If they are taken care of ng organization, so they will stay sa company. So parang pag wala sila, pag wala kang empleyadong magaling, parang hindi magpo-function yung organization. Yung mga bank institutions, partner din natin sila kasi sometimes you need additional fund, then you can go to the bank to ask for loan kailangan sa expansion ng yung company. Then if you have a good relationship with the bank, so madali ka nilang pautangin. So they are key partners of your organization. Alright, let's go to the 10th block. Cost structure. List your top cost or expenses. Ano bang malaking pinagagastusan ng iyong organization? Example, if you are into manufacturing, maybe the bulk of your cost will go to the raw materials na ginagamit sa iyong product. If you are into service-based business, so walang raw materials, but it will go to the labor cost ng taong gumagawa. Some companies, they spend on research and development. May mga companies sa isang mga high-tech companies, the bulk of their expense will go to the cost of research and development. Example, Apple, mga high-tech, no? Talagang every 6 months they have a new features because of market research na ginagawa nila. So they put in more premium sa research. So they put in the budget. May mga companies naman, they put like 40% of their budget sa advertising. Doon naman napupunta yung mga malaking gastos, the bulk of the budget sa advertising naman. So depende rin sa isang company if where you going to concentrate. Pag ikaw talaga ay customer oriented, sometimes you put premium on the customer service management ng company. No? Tinututukan mo na yan. Tinututukan mo talaga yan. Mas huwag lang kalimutan yung tao. I mean, don't concentrate on the materials, machine, at kinalimutan manpower. So, hindi naman maganda yon. Okay, the next one, the 11th. Block. Societal and environmental cost. What's the negative impact of your business model? Pag meron kang ginagawa Kaya nga sila ay magka opposite. Ang societal benefit kanina, yung sa Canon, ito yung benefit sa atin na binibigay natin sa society. So, meron siyang opposite, societal environmental cost. Pag ikaw merong business, what does it cost? Yung impact ng iyong business sa company, sometimes baka you are not protecting the environment, no? Maybe you don't have the proper waste disposal na ginagawa. Baka yung product mo talagang harmful sa environment kasi kinukuha mga natural resources ng iyong company. Example, you have a eatery, karinderya, canteen, no? Tapos yung mga waste ng iyong resto tinatapon lang sa kanal, no? Kaya mayroon ka dapat proper garbage disposal kasi harmful yan. So pag have you noticed, guys, pag ito yung may laman na lahat, if you will imagine that all are properly filled in, example, lahat ang titingin sa iyong company without asking somebody, isang tinginan lang, do you know the summary of your business? Kung anong ginagawa, sinong buyer mo, saan galing mga benta ng company, magastos. Nandiyan lahat eh. It's important for us to know or to properly fill in itong ating best model canvas. Alright, so let's go in. Let's move on. Restart. Ang market research, ang best research, hindi lang palaging yung product na binibenta. It is also important for us to learn, to make a research sa ating mga competitors. Dapat alam din natin yung kanilang ginagawa. So we may also look as well dun sa mga best model canvas. Have you noticed na pag may sarili kang canvas, nandun lahat eh. Now, kung kalaban mo mayroong canvas din, kita mo rin lahat eh. So, para sa mapa, no, na mga competitors mo pwede mong gamitin kasi lahat ng info kailangan mo nandun eh. So, armed with this information, you will have a deep insight or understanding ng iyong mga kalaban. Kasi, picture mo eh. Kung anong ginagawa ng mga kalaban. So, you can do benchmarking. You can uncover mga vital info ng kalaban mo by just looking at the business model canvas. Kung paano nila ginagawa yung kanilang canvas, then you can also pattern your canvas dun sa kanila. Kasi madali mag-compare eh, no? Example, merong revenue stream, di ba, sa canvas. So, pag tingin mo kalaban mo, compare mo kagad eh, no? Yung sariling revenue stream. So this is so important yung mga canvas na pwede nating gamitin. Checklist. Get the right team of 3 to 5 people in doing the market research. So ito pwede mong gawin. You're going to do the canvas. This can be done by cross-functional eh. Kumbaga, hindi naman lahat ng laman ng canvas ay kaya mong gawin. So this collaboration of all the people sa isang organization, 3 to 5 person, then you can draw the canvas. Yung mga canvas na complicated eh. Ibang permanent siya, naka-paint talaga. Yung mga canvas naman na sticky notes lang eh. So that you can change every now and then, no? Sticky note doon sa canvas. Okay, moving on. May mga model na high level. So start by mapping out the business on a high level, only the most important. Ang pwede mong ilalagay mo dun sa kanina. Sabi ko kanina eh, Pag sa revenue stream at marami kang source of revenue, you can just put in the top 3 doon. The most prominent, the most important revenue stream, the most important cost ang ilalagay mo doon. Ibig sabihin, what we mean is you don't just write something yun sa canvas mo. That is collaboration. So make criteria. How do you make that your top 3 revenue? How do you make that your top 3 cost? May criteria. So, i-consensus ng lahat ng kasama sa organization, no? Yung gagawa ng alaman ng mga canvas mo. Okay. So, then connect the building blocks. Example sa value proposition. Every value proposition needs a customer segment and a revenue stream. When everything is on the board, take a step back, have a short break, did you miss anything sa paggawa ng iyong value proposition. Maraming pwedeng ilagay sa value proposition. Kasi if you have different segment, if you have different product lines, say yung organization, different product lines, so different product lines, different revenue stream. So different products, so different value proposition ang pwede mabigay dun sa kanila. So you can have many value proposition na pwede ilagay sa yung business model canvas. If you have multiple customer segments, it is best to pick a color or for each segment in the post-it note. So if you're using post-it, if you will do your base model canvas using post-it, not permanent. No? Ang maganda sa post-it, pwede mong iba-iba yung yung different product, different color. So, madali mo siyang ma-distinguish, di ba? Pag iba-ibang kulay siya. If you have the 5 products, yung 5 colors, so, tinatanggal mo lang siya doon. And it is also important to know the current state. Don't mix ideas for a future state with what is going on right now, and don't mix different departments. Sa isang department, pwedeng magkaroon ka ng sariling canvas. Okay? Then you can summarize yung canvas na ginagawa ng yung masariling department. Pag maliit lang yung company, you can have one business model And after prepare ni canvas, ang pinakalas natin ginagawa palagi sa lahat ng ating mga tasks ay yung controlling. Sa review. Check natin if every customer segment is linked to a value proposition and a revenue stream. Sabi natin kanina, different segment is a source of different revenue stream and different value proposition. So, the problem is pag marami kang mga products, you have different value proposition para magkaroon ka ng different revenue stream. So may i-review kung lahat ba ng mga value proposition ng lahat ng product lines mo ay nandoon sa business model canvas mo. Then please step back and look at the canvas. Pag yung canvas mo kasi masyadong malaki, pag malapit ka, hindi mo kita lahat take a step back so that you can have a bigger picture, kita mo lahat. Okay, so rank your business model's performance. How much does switching costs prevent your customer from churning? How scalable is your business model? You can scale your model into a bigger one pag lumalaki yung sariling company. Kaya nga okay yung post-it ginagamit kasi post-it you can always remove, you can always add. Pag permanent kasi, pag gusto mong palitan, hindi mo kasi magagawa eh. Does your model produce a recurring revenues? So, lagay mo rin doon mga ipaulit-ulit na revenue, pero pinaka-prominent madalas nangyayari. Okay, so the mga question that you can look in and your competitors can look into. So, ganun din mga kalaban mo. No? So, without asking too much from the competitors, syempre, di ka magtaro sa kalaban mo dito. But look at their model. Okay, so I know this one is the last slide. So, I credit Google and aking mga references in doing this one. And since that one is the last one, so I would like to thank you all you guys for dropping by and viewing my channel, my video recording. And pwede bang magpa-subscribe sa inyo sa aking channel? Pa-click naman ang button. Thank you very much and see you again.